today we have Weapons of God. Uh, and yeah, you guys have got a pretty big fan base as it is, when I think I had reached out to y'all about a young man that was having trouble with his mother. Y'all were one of the bands that actually jumped up, and I think y'all sent some CDs and things like that in. And I just want to thank y'all for that, because that was a great thing that happened. I mean, there's so many of bands like y'all that reached out and helped that young man with his mother passing away from cancer. So I'd like to just thank y'all for reaching out and stepping up. But
Welcome, man. No doubt. Yep.
but anyway, for those that don't know y'all, would y'all mind giving a rundown? Introduce yourself and just tell what y'all play in the band.
I'm Leon Black. I play guitar and scream.
Steve McGowan, guitar, singer, scream, try to sing.
Ed Gerard, bass guitar, backing vocals.
Backing vocals. And
yeah, we're short a guy today. Jay Hurt, our drummer, he couldn't make it today.
Okay.
It'll work.
Yeah.
Yeah, worker. I understand that. Okay. So, well, y'all have been together since now. Have y'all been as a group? All of y'all been together since 2014, or has there some come and gone since then?
Some have come and gone since then.
Okay.
So
y'all have more or less been together for how long? This group, y'all's members now.
Since 2018. 2018.
the three of us, yes.
Yeah. Leon's probably the longest member to last. He hasn't been voted off the island yet.
Stubborn.
And how did y'all come about? I mean, did y'all know each other? Were y'all just in town, kind of get to know each other? Or how did Weapons of God come about?
For my part, since I guess I was got together with you guys in 2015, is that right?
Yeah.
Somewhere around there. Drummer at the time, Danny Hayden, works with Rochelle's husband, and Danny wanted to join this band and kind of dragged me along with him. I was initially going to try out just singing for the band, but once I heard them, guitar's my first preferred instrument, and I wanted to play guitar, so I figured, well, do the guitar thing first, and as the vocals come along, we'll do that as well. So that's kind of how I joined the band. We had a different bass player at the time, and things just didn't work out with him schedule-wise, rehearsals and everything else. He left. Steve and I traded off playing bass for a brief little time, and Ed stepped right into the role, and we've been together ever since, the three of us. So.
And Jay, who couldn't be here today, he's the newest member. He joined with us last October. Yes,
Sounds right.
October.
And are all of y'all located in Ohio?
Jay lives in northern Kentucky.
Kentucky.
The three of us live in Ohio, kind of spread out a little bit. Southwest Ohio, moving towards Dayton, and the other side of Dayton.
Yeah, the more bands that I interview, it seems like it's not like the old days when we were young. You went out into the garage and we all just played in the garage band. I've come to find out that there's this band, could be one state, another one in another different state. Just like there was a European band I did just the other day, and just two of them were for Germany, two were in Switzerland, and one was in Malta. And it's not like the days that we used to have garage bands back in the day, but technology's come a long way since we were and you
That's
guys.
true. Yep.
So So how do y'all take with all the technology of today, with, recording and setting things up? Does it, making things easier for y'all, or is it, how does that come about with y'all with, working out y'all's, records and stuff?
We do a lot, we record a lot of our rehearsals, just for, playback, listen, look for room for improvement, changes, that kind of thing. But our last CD was done at Rephrase Studios in Dayton, and the first one was done at
The
the Riff Entertainment Studio up in Greenville. So
with Luke Neely. I don't know if you're familiar with Luke Neely's, their band After Winter,
Mhm.
Ex-member Biogenesis. Sound familiar?
Yeah, yeah,
But as far as your question about technology, yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for a long time, and I've been trying to find ways to record stuff for a long time. Back in the day of using, 4-track tape machines,
right,
8-track tape machine, and digital 4-track, digital 8-track, and now recording right on a laptop. I do a lot of fiddling around with all kinds of music and noises and experimental stuff on the side, but
Right.
we have not jumped in and tried to record our own stuff, semi-professionally or whatever you call it. So we have not done that. It's nice to have somebody else's ear on the stuff, I think.
all right.
I have a PreSonus 5 I'm using at home, and I'll sit around, play with it, put some stuff together, and come up with some ideas. I say, hey, listen to this, see what you guys think, just
Right.
ideas.
Right.
It's definitely handy to be able to throw together demos and things like that for each other, so we get an idea of
Right.
what we're working on, what we're writing. Kind
So-
of spurs the creativity.
Yeah. Yeah. So up to date as of yet, how many albums have y'all put out?
Just 2 now.
Just two? And those are all hard copies, not digital?
Both.
Both
Get
parts?
both.
Okay.
Yep. You
How
can
about-
get them anywhere, stream them. You can buy them by track. You can buy physical CDs, which is the way to go because I like physical CDs.
I do
I'm a
too.
physical media kind of guy. I like to
Yeah.
have the liner notes and all that stuff. I prefer to have that on hand when I'm listening to music. So
Yeah, as me, I like to have a hard copy. I mean, just like even with a book. I know everybody's doing this digital.
Same back.
Yeah, I want to have something in my hands, I'm just old school about that.
Yeah.
yeah, same way. I still read books. I get people sometimes that are like, "What's that thing you're reading?" It's just called a book. It's like actually got pages and everything. So
Right, right. So,
There's pictures in here.
Wow.
so, do y'all have any singles that are out with, you got two full albums, but what about singles?
Yeah,
And
there's
And some of this stuff I know, but reason I'm asking is I like to ask questions so other people will get to know you a little more. So I mean, I'm just asking questions like I don't know who you guys are, but I have done some background looking on you. But I just want people to learn more about you, and the more they know about you, the more they're going to look up your music and want to listen to it. So
right on.
so
Yeah,
go ahead, go ahead.
yeah, on our debut album, self-titled, there was we had singles off of that, Weapons of God, Ghost, Heaven Can't Wait, and Glory into Power.
Yeah.
And on the second one, The War Within Us, the singles off that were The War Within, Decline,
give them Jesus.
and Nights of No Tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's so hard to choose. And you get all these songs, it's like, how do you choose? It's really tough when you like them all. When we like them all,
Right. Right. Well, you gotta like your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
So what's some of y'all's favorite songs that y'all have put out thus far? I mean, let's just start from one of y'all and just tell me what one of your favorite is and why it means that much to you. Left,
I
right.
don't really have a favorite. I mean, I guess I favor stuff that I've written in the sense that their songs, some of it was written a long time ago, early '90s. Um, and I like the idea. I guess it feels like, even though it was written a while back, it still feels relevant today.
Right.
But when it comes to favorites, I've got a whole bunch of favorites. So I could just go down the track list and yep, those are my favorites.
Yeah, it's really hard to pinpoint a favorite. I mean, Leon, he's brought songs into the band that I would never dream of writing. And I'd be like, dude, that's awesome. We got to do something with that. We need to do something with that, you know. So I I don't know. It's really hard to say what a favorite one I have as well.
Yeah.
Same here. I'd have to concur on that because they're just like flavors in a soup. I mean, some have like a progressive feel, some have a laid back rock feel.
Right.
So you're kind of getting the best of all worlds. I mean, each has a little flavor of its own, and
Right.
that's good because it's more accessible. And someone's bound to hear something that they like and what they
Oh, yeah.
enjoy. So
Yeah.
it really is hard to pinpoint just one specific song. They're all good.
Yeah, it's funny too because we'll get asked, well, "What do you guys sound like?"
Yeah,
And it's
It's metal.
and everybody's going to draw their own interpretation on that.
Yeah.
yeah.
You guys
Yeah,
sound
that-
like that band. You guys sound like that band.
Yeah, these days, just saying metal, it's like they've got so many genres of metal now, and
Right.
I
Exactly.
Yeah,
and
I'm not into the whole thing. I'm just
and
saying, hey,
I can't even keep
play
up
what you
with them. I
like.
mean, there's metalcore, there's I mean all the different kinds of styles of metal now. And it's like I
Thrash
just,
metal.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
List
So
goes on and on.
All metal to
okay,
me.
before Weapons of God, were any of y'all in any other bands beforehand, or have any musical uh background?
Yeah, I've been playing guitar since I was in high school, probably in the mid late '80s.
Yeah.
I've been in multiple other bands. Mostly spent a lot of years playing with Danny that I mentioned earlier. He and I played together for almost 30 years. And about 15, maybe 16 years, we played in a band called Stumble Cane.
Yep.
With a couple of other friends of ours. And I don't know, we probably wrote about maybe 20 or so songs together before that kind of sort of separated out. Life has its way. I had kids, bass player had kids. We moved different locations, so we couldn't get together as much, but even still, we'd go sometimes a couple of years without playing together, and then get a phone call and say, "Hey, you guys want to play this show?" And we'd be like, "Yep, let's do it." And we'd get back together and play some shows, and kind of go on our way. But some of the material that we're playing in Weapons of God is material that I've written or been involved with writing from Stumble Cane, and also a band I was in prior to that a few years ago called One Word. And all those guys that I played with in those two different bands have been very, very generous in saying, we're not doing anything with the material. If you guys can do something with it, have at it, mix it up, have fun, record it, go for it.
Right.
So they've been very supportive as well. The ones that are still with us, and we're still cranking it out, trying to. So
There you go. Next.
Yeah, myself, I've been in secular bands before in the past, before this band. Actually, this is the first Christian rock band I've actually put together. But before then, you know, I played in the praise and worship team at my church.
Right.
It's for the longest time, I've always wanted to put together a Christian rock metal band, but it seemed like I just never could find the right people to do it. And it's taken me a long time to get to this point to finally find the people to do it with, you know, and be
Right.
dedicated to it, the time into it. It's tough. It's really hard to find true dedication and time anymore. It seems.
Met a lot of people that say they want to do that, but then, you know, when it comes time for the rubber to meet the road,
Yeah.
you know, things often don't seem to go as planned or as we'd hoped, but
Right.
not really up to us. God knows what he's doing, and we're just trying to be patient, put forth the effort,
Right.
and stick through it. So
Yeah.
That's good. That's good to hear.
And like Steve, yeah, I play in my praise and worship band at church, and you know, cut my teeth and hone my chops, you know, growing up playing cover bands in bars and this and that. And then I heard Deliverance for the first time. And there was just something about it, man, that put a check in my spirit. I was like, you know what? This definitely has a different feel to it.
Yeah.
This is what I want to go after. So I started getting in some Christian situations, playing some tunes, got more and more into original stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely have my share of covers over the years. I think these guys have too.
You were
And-
4-star revival.
And I was looking back on 4-Star Revival. Actually, about the time I met these guys, we're actually playing at my church. We had this big benefit for a
Yeah.
few bands playing, and something happened afterwards. Our singer thought he might have had to move out of town, and things were just kind of not really on solid ground. So,
Right.
I mean, me, ironically, 4-Star Revival lead guitar player Benny, well, he's a good buddy of mine. We've known each other forever, and he's the praise leader in the church that I go to.
Right.
So to make a long story short, 4-Star we just kind of folded that. And not long after that, I approached Steve and we just started talking about this and that. I was getting itchy fingers and wanted to play.
There you go.
Lo and behold, I've been with these guys since 2018. So it's kind of cool the way things work out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you've never heard of 4-star revival, look them up, check them out. I think they probably got tunes on YouTube.
yeah,
yeah, good band.
Check them, definitely check them out.
it's got a heavy progressive edge feel.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good stuff.
But yeah, I dig what we're doing too, because you know we're just trying to keep busy.
Mhm.
You know, doing
So, what are some of your
you know taking advantage of whatever doors the Lord sees fit to open for us.
right? Right. Yeah. That's awesome. That is
Go
awesome.
ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go ahead. What'd you say? You kind of froze up
I
on
think you're breaking up. Said you were breaking up a little bit.
I thought we had a little glitch in the system or something.
me. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can. Good.
Okay. Okay. How about some of your earliest influences that y'all have?
I mean, that's an interesting question. I usually when I think of influences, I think of what influenced me to play guitar.
Yeah.
And I go back to Jimmy Page, watching the song remains the same over and over again years ago on videotape.
Right.
And oddly enough, Stryper live in Japan. Just a big fan of Fox early on, and
Right.
but as far as like musical influences, I'm all over the board. I like, you know, I mostly lean toward more heavier metal stuff. I like the death metal, the grindcore stuff, the hardcore stuff.
Right.
But I also dabble in lots of weird alternative, experimental electronic stuff, industrial influence type stuff, even, techno and a little bit of, probably, I hate to say, I want to say rap, but kind of some hip hop background and some stuff like that. But anything, if it's good, I like it. Doesn't have to be any particular genre. I'm not, I don't like to restrict myself on what I listen to. I'll listen to anything. If I like it, I like it.
You like music, you like it,
I
huh?
don't like it, I don't listen to it. So
There you
For me, I'm a big Kiss fan. It's where it started for me. As for guitar, playing guitar, and not saying that Ace Frehley was an influence or nothing like that. He really wasn't, but it was Randy Rhoads for me. When I first heard Randy Rhoads play,
go. Right.
I was just like blown away. And from there on, it was like Randy Rhoads, Eddie Van Halen, Dimebag Darrell,
Right.
Zach Wild, Black Label Society.
Wow.
Yeah, bands like Striper had a big impact on me because at the time growing up, I was introduced to Striper, and I didn't even know there was such thing as Christian rock when I was first introduced to it. A friend of mine played with Soldiers Under Command, and
Yeah.
I was totally blown away to think that something like that existed. And sadly, I missed out growing up that there was a lot more 80s, 90s Christian rock metal bands that were out there that I was unaware of at the time. I mean, I only knew Striper and Petra, and unfortunately, I missed out on White Cross, Bloodgood, and all the greats like them. And
Yeah.
now I'm playing catch up. I'm having to go backpedal and try to, catch up with all the ones I missed. But
Right. Right.
I came up a classic metalhead. I have a big aficionado of the classic British metal bands, Maiden, Sabbath, Priest. My main bass influence is Steve Harris from Iron Maiden.
I do.
There's a lot of influences I draw on. I'm a big classical person too. I love classical, so especially Mozart, Bach, Beethoven. I draw on a lot of stuff. I mean, some of the classic rock bands are great. I mean, Boston's a great band.
Right.
Van Halen, especially the older Van Halen, was really good. And I'm a firm believer that some of the bass players out there don't get the credit they deserve.
That's
To give you an
true.
example, Ian Hill from Judas Priest.
Yeah.
I mean, you may not think so. That guy is really good. He just doesn't, with what he plays, the format is just real simple and basic and to the point, which is cool. He's doing his job, but I don't think he needs an opportunity to shine,
Right.
to really show what he's made of. He's really, really good. But John Entwistle from The Who, Mr. Thunderfingers, rest in peace.
Right.
Or they called him the Ox.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, in my opinion, one of the greatest bass players ever. Strap on a bass. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. What now that COVID's over with now and y'all are back up together, what are some of the events that y'all have lined up or any new albums that are coming y'all's way? Y'all have anything in the future and in the spotlight yet, or y'all just kind of throwing things around at the moment?
we got gigs, coming up. Playing tomorrow at the church, First Sacramento Church Christ in Dayton, Ohio.
There you go.
The following weekend is the what is it? Broken Bottle Fest up in Logan, Ohio.
Logan, Ohio.
Check that one out. should be a good time. And there's got a couple more coming up playing in Missouri in September. Yeah, when is that? That's September also. Okay. Yeah, Popcorn Festival, Marion, Ohio, I think. That's in September as well. And anything else that anybody wants to book us for.
Y'all ever come down south to Texas?
We try to get Madison.
Where you at?
I said, y'all ever come down south to Texas?
I would love to come to Texas.
What part of Texas do you hail from?
Well, I'm just 20 minutes south of Dallas. I'm in Waxahachie.
Oh, you can't come.
Dallas?
That's not allowed to go. He's an Eagles fan. I won't let him
Oh,
go.
hey, well, that's okay because I'm not a Dallas fan at all. I'm a Pittsburgh
What?
Steelers. I'm a Pittsburgh Steeler fan.
Oh! Oh!
Yeah.
Steelers.
Yeah, I've been a Steelers fan since I was a kid. So yeah, but yeah, I'm not a Dallas fan at all. But my wife's family, when we get together watching the games, yeah, it's pretty good, pretty fun.
Man, Steelers and Philly. Bleh.
We played in Arkansas a couple of years back.
Arkansas.
Not quite Texas, but getting down that way.
Yeah,
There you go.
we played at Chains on Chains Festival a couple times there in
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah, that's an awesome event down there. That's an awesome event.
Yeah. Good times. Good people.
Yeah. Okay, we've got about 7 more minutes left on our timer. Is there? I'd like to just for y'all to give, just a little word or something that you like to tell your fans, some encouragement, whatever comes to your heart, if you would, for the next couple minutes, and then we'll close it out.
I'd like to say thanks to anybody that's taken an interest in our music. I really appreciate any and all support, not just fans, but other bands that are also fans. Anybody that's given us an opportunity to play and the chance to just kind of spread that gospel and hopefully bring some hope into the world that's in a pretty bad way right now.
Yeah.
World needs Jesus.
Truly.
So I'm very thankful to have been able to play the shows we have. I hope that I'm able to continue playing for a long time to come, even though we're getting up there in years a little bit. It's nice to be able to still be cranking out the heavy jams. So that's kind of where I'm at. Very thankful to be a part of this, and hope to continue to be a part of this for a long time to come.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Come see us soon at the Geriatric Jam Fest.
It's the Craftmatic Adjustable Stage Tour.
There you go.
That's all right. No, I'm like Leon. Thank you all that have supported us and follow us, and the support. It means so much. Just so you know, not only are we just a band trying to put out some music and trying to reach the lost and people out there, but if anybody needs prayer or needs to talk to somebody, whatever, I mean, we're on Facebook. You can reach out. We'll see what we could do to reach out back and talk if you need to. If you're going through something, if you need prayer, by all means, reach out.
All right.
We love you. Jesus loves you.
Amen.
Yeah, it's definitely a privilege and an honor to do this. I mean, you're using the talents that God gave you in the first place, and you're doing it hoping to, widen and stretch, a positive influence to anyone. Hopefully anyone you come in contact with.
Right.
I mean, some people will accept what you're doing, some people won't. That's okay. I mean, if we can get it out there, because we're in a dark world right now.
Yeah.
And it's to me personally, it's very humbling and it's very gratifying. Well, say like somebody comes up to you, hey, will you sign my ID? Not my ID, I'm sorry, my CD. I'll be all right. I do something.
Might get arrested.
I need to get a bottle. But it's so humbling. Yeah, sign my CD or sign my, Weapons of God T-shirt or whatever it might be.
Right.
I mean, they think enough of you to want your signature on something they got. I mean, that to me is so humbling.
Right.
I mean, that just blows my mind.
Yeah.
That is one of the ultimate compliments you can receive.
Yeah.
And I thank God for all of anyone who just supports us and
Right.
has been there. I mean, just, God bless everyone. Seriously. I mean, that really means a lot. It's an honor and it's a privilege.
Amen.
And you don't have to sign my ID either.
You know what?
All right, this
I'm
is
the Swan fan.
this is just a little bit for the viewers that are out there. If y'all have not heard Weapons of God, find them on Facebook, find them on YouTube. These guys are awesome bunch of guys pumping out some good metal music. And apparently, I don't know them personally, but from what I'm seeing and what I hear, they have a heart of God and love people. So if you follow them, share their music and just support these guys. Okay. And until then,
Thank you.
Thank you.
this is Thomas
Thanks.
from TNS Ministry, T Christian Ministry. Peace out.